Bernie Sanders had an FDR moment at the Democratic debate on Saturday. He was asked if Wall Street would like him when he becomes president, or if he becomes president, and here's his response.
I want to stay on this and ask you, how big a role does corporate America play in a healthy economy, and will corporate America love a President Sanders?
No, I think they won't. So Hillary and I have a difference. The CEOs of large multinationals may like Hillary. They ain't going to like me, and Wall Street is going to like me even less. And the reason for that is we've got to deal with the elephant in the room, which is the greed, recklessness, and illegal behavior on Wall Street. When you have 6 financial institutions in this country that issue 2/3 of the credit cards and 1/3 of the mortgages, when 3 out of 4 of them are larger today than when we bailed them out because they are too big to fail. We have got to reestablish Glass-Steagall. We have got to break the large financial institutions up. So I don't think, having said that, I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot of campaign contributions from Wall Street. I don't have a super PAC. I don't want campaign contributions from corporate America. And let me be clear. While there are some great corporations creating jobs and trying to do the right thing, in my view, and I say this very seriously, the greed of the billionaire class, the greed of Wall Street is destroying this economy and is destroying the lives of millions of Americans. We need an economy that works for the middle class, not just a handful of billionaires, and I will fight and lead to make that happen.
Senator, thank you. I want to take this question.
Yeah, he knocked that out of the park. It was a snap answer. I love how quickly he answered that. Is Wall Street going to like you? No, I think they won't. And that was reminiscent to me of the first thing I thought of was FDR saying, they hate me, talking about Wall Street. I welcome their hatred. So in other words, I want them to hate me. I'm not on their team. They're right if they hate me. They've done bad things. I am against those bad things. So yeah, I'm going to crack down. I'm going to put people in jail who should be in jail. I'm going to re-regulate. I'm going to tax. You know, if they love you, you ain't doing it right. You fucked up. Okay? And Hillary, before this little clip you saw here, Hillary had mentioned, you know, I want everybody to love me. She was asked a direct question, you know, would Wall Street love you? She's like, everybody should love me. No, okay, that's a terrible answer. Even politically, it's a bad answer. Not just policy-wise, which obviously policy-wise it's a bad answer, but politically that's a bad answer because she's making the mistake of thinking, you know, people view Wall Street as like, you know, they just do something else for a living. No, we look at them and we say, criminals. Criminals. They're not respectable, okay? What they've done is not okay. As Bernie Sanders always says, they've made fraud a business model. Look at Goldman Sachs. Look at what Goldman Sachs did. They would sell packages to people, subprime mortgage packages, and say, oh my God, you're going to get so rich off this. You're going to make so much money. Then after they sold it, they'd turn around and bet on those products they just sold as good. They'd bet on those products to fail. Okay, that's fraud. You know the product is bad. You're betting for it to fail, but you're selling it to people as if, yeah, you're going to do well on this. Lose your house. Go ahead. You know, adjustable interest rate mortgages, ballooning mortgages. You know, you had people who were financial experts pushing these on poor people. They knew they couldn't pay them back, but they did it anyway because they'd make money, and then they would sell that package to somebody else. So, hey, on paper, you know, this Wall Street firm, we made a lot of money. So, hey, whatever. If something happens down the road, not my business. Not my business, had nothing to do with it. I'm doing good on paper, but then what happens eventually? The bubble bursts because that's all fake money. You're playing a game here. You're playing hot potato with the toxic product. But they did this, and they knowingly did this. They knowingly did this, and they got away with it, and they got bailed out. Why did they get bailed out? Because they paid money to the politicians to run their campaigns. This is legalized bribery. This is what we have in America. Bernie Sanders points that out. What does Hillary Clinton say? Hey, is Wall Street going to like you? Everybody should like me. In other words, what that means is, yes, Wall Street is going to like me. I take their money now, and I'm going to do their bidding. We covered a story not that long ago where Wall Street CEOs said to Hillary, you have a free pass. And you're probably thinking, what does that mean? It means that they said to her, you get to go on the campaign trail and say anything you want against us. You could be as tough as you want against us because we know you're on our side. So if you go out there and you want to out liberal Bernie Sanders and say, break up the banks, do this and that, go right ahead, because we know that you're actually on our team. And we know you're just doing the campaign rhetoric that all politicians do. Guys, you need to understand how important a fact that is. Because President Obama, who's largely on the side of these banks as well, Dodd-Frank was a joke, so many loopholes, they're still getting rich, they're bigger now than they were then. When President Obama did strong, tough rhetoric against Wall Street, they got all pissy and they didn't like it. So he's on their side and they were like, oh my God, is he against us? We don't know. Hillary Clinton, they're so sure that she's on their side. They're like, say whatever you want. Say whatever you want. So there you have it, man. This is a very important moment, and it shows you a very big difference between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. Bernie Sanders isn't playing. He's actually looking out for the middle class. He's actually looking out for the poor. And let's not strawman him either here. So people who would act like he literally wants to make everybody who works on Wall Street poor. Not true. He just wants to bring our system back to a template where you have people on Wall Street who can get rich, but not get rich by being criminals and get rich at the expense of everybody else in the economy. He wants fair play, and if you get rich within that system, so be it.